Enigma is one of the most important items in Diablo 2, but it's also one of the most difficult to get. Last season on my Warlock, it took me about 60 hours of farming and trading to be able to afford one. This time on single player, I had to do everything from scratch, and something completely unexpected happened. I got my Enigma 3 times faster in single player than I did online, just 21 hours, and the way I did it can be done both in single player and online. I planned to do trav runs, but since I don't have gear, I was not able to beat the councils, so instead I did lower Karas runs in player 7, and I did something most players completely ignore. I didn't just open the super chests, I opened every poppable on my path, and the results are absolutely shocking. To make everything faster, I built my Barbarian for maximum run speed, Harmony Runeword and a bow for level 10 Vigor Aura which gives 36 faster run walk, Hawkmail for 10 run speed and the Can't Be Frozen stat, Mavina Belt for 20, and Natalia's Boot for a bonus of 40. I also have 2 Grand Charms giving me 7 run speed and 22 points in increased speed for a bonus of 43. Now, let's begin. The first thing I had to do was to find a good map with 6 super chests. This is the pattern you have to look for. When you see a campfire like this, there will always be a long structure to the left with 2 super chests inside, and one shorter house in the top right with 1 super chest. There will also always be these 2 walls right there. This map has 2 patterns like this next to each other, and this is exactly what we're looking for. My first drop came on run 38. A log dropped a very good Grand Charm, giving 1 to Eldritch skill with 33 extra gold. Then 30 runs later on run 68, a corpse dropped a small charm this time, a fine small charm of strength, giving 3 to maximum damage with 16 attack rating and 2 to strength. Surprisingly, lower Karast is not only the best spot to farm high runes, but it's also the best spot to find charms. On run 110, a stash dropped something crazy for me. Some unique flying axes, Gimmer Shred, and with very high enhanced damage. I just finished my throw barbarian run that you can see right there, and of course now the game decides to drop some unique throwing weapons. Then 120 runs later on run 230, a corpse dropped a unique ring that I really needed. Ravenfrost. It didn't roll very good on the attack rating and dexterity, but it doesn't matter. I really needed the Can't Be Frozen stat. On run 283, another corpse dropped another unique item. A unique heavy belt this time. Gold wrap. That's nothing crazy, but always cool to find on single player. Then on run 309, I got my first good drop from a super chest. My first high rune. A Vex rune, yes! I was very happy when I found it, but then I calculated that I need a big total of 96 Vex runes to be able to cube into Enigma, and then I began questioning my life choices. Am I crazy for doing this? Probably, but it doesn't matter, let's keep going. Then on run 356, a corpse dropped another very good Grand Charm, giving 9 max damage with 60 attack rating and 6 to dexterity. That's a pretty good find. 33 runs later on run 389, a super chest dropped an amazing Grand Charm. This one gives 1 to lightning skills with 26 to life. That's a crazy skiller for a Nova Sorceress. Then on run 398, a super chest dropped another crazy skiller, and this one gives 1 to Shadow Discipline with 39 to life. That's an amazing find. 30 runs later on run 428, a super chest dropped a pretty good small charm, giving 17 to mana and 6 magic find. But it's important to note that magic find does not impact drops from super chest and poppables. On run 455, a super chest dropped another Grand Charm, and this one gives 1 to poison and bone skills with 27 to life. I thought lower Karas runs would be boring, but finding so many life skillers was making it really fun. But we're not done yet with skillers. On run 475, I found a Grand Charm from a super chest and another Grand Charm from a stash. The first Grand Charms gives 1 to poison and bone skills, and the second Grand Charms gives 1 to summoning skills for druids. In 475 runs, I think I found more skillers than in my entire time playing single player. 6 runs later on run 481, I found my first very high rune, and when I saw it, I was stunned. A Sur rune from a log. Yes! Sur rune is 1/6 of an Enigma, so that was a major milestone. I was starting to feel a little bit discouraged since I only found a Vex rune up to that point, but this Sur rune gave me a huge boost in motivation. 90 runs later on run 571, a pile of bones dropped a very good unique totemic mask, Jalal's Mane. This is an absolutely amazing helm for shapeshifting druids. Then on run 579, a super chest dropped a pretty good magic circlet, a much needed upgrade for me, giving 20 faster run walk. I automatically dropped it on the ground, but I took it back immediately. Running faster is exactly what I need. On run 630, a super chest dropped a Grand Charm, another skiller, and this one gives 1 to Warcries for barbarians. I don't think this is really useful, but I will keep it anyway. Then a few minutes later on run 641, a corpse dropped a very nice small charm, giving 3 faster run walk with 11 poison resist. This is exactly what I need. On run 658, I found 2 Grand Charms again, one from a super chest and one from a stash. The first one gives 1 to combat skills for paladins, and the second one gives 1 to chaos skills for warlocks with 3 to max damage. That's 2 skillers in the same run for the second time. Like I said earlier, I used to think lower Karas was only good for high runes, but it's also by far the best spot in the game for skillers. Then on run 680, a corpse dropped another unique ring. What is this one going to be? Dwarf Star. It's not a very rare ring, but it's still very good for me for trav runs. On run 693, I found something pretty cool from the weapon rack. Unique feral claws. Fire Lizard's Talon. Unfortunately, it rolled absolutely terrible. 4 runs later on run 697, a super chest dropped an amazing small charm, giving 11 fire resist with 6 magic find. That's a very nice find. 11 runs later on run 708, a super chest dropped a grand charm, and this one gives 1 to summoning skills for necromancers. This is killer number 10. On run 751, a super chest dropped another very good charm, a small one this time, giving 3 to max damage, 19 attack rating, and 9 to life. It could have rolled better, but it's still very good. 10 runs later on run 761, I found something absolutely crazy again. A Sur rune from another poppable, and that's why this method can be done online. In about 9 hours, this is what I got from the super chests. And this is what I got from the poppables. So even without a fixed map, you can still run around the map and open all the poppables you come across until you find the super chest. It will take a little bit longer per run, but online you will be able to trade what you find. And now let's make my first bear rune. 2 Sur runes with a flawless amethyst. Boom! Bear rune. I'm a third of the way there now. Then on run 790, a super chest dropped another pretty good small charm, giving 11 cold resist with 6 magic find. That's another very nice small charm. 34 runs later on run 824, a pretty good rune dropped from a super chest. A pull rune. It's not a high rune, but it's still good enough to be a cool find, especially in single player. But 10 runs later on run 834, I found something that can maybe be considered as a high rune. I'll let you be the judge. Yes, a bear rune. I was completely stunned. I just couldn't believe it. I now have 2 bear runes, so let's make a jaw. 2 bear runes, a flawless fire, boom, jaw rune. Yes! I'm 2/3 of the way there now. By the way, only about 8% of my viewers are subscribed to my channel. So if you like videos like this, please click on the subscribe button. I have a lot more videos coming. Thank you so much for your support. On run 864, a stash dropped something pretty good for Amazons. Some unique javelins. Titan's Revenge. It rolled pretty low, but it doesn't matter. It's still very good for Javazons. Then on run 919, a super chest dropped a pretty good rune that we've seen not too long ago. Another pull rune. Nice. On run 974, now it was a log's turn to drop a nice rune. A Mal rune. That's my first Mal rune, so I was very happy to find it. Then on run 993, a pile of bones dropped a very good grand charm, giving 1 to traps for assassins. I don't play assassins at all, but I will still keep it just in case. Almost 100 runs later on run 1080, I found a very good magic circlet from a super chest, giving 30 faster run walk and with 2 open sockets. It makes me run faster, so I'm happy. On run 1102, the last super chest of the run dropped a very good grand charm, giving 1 to demon skills with 37 to life. This is absolutely amazing for the blood boiled spec. Then on run 1146, another super chest dropped another amazing grand charm. This one gives 1 to shapeshifting skills for druids with 12 faster hit recovery, which is exactly what shapeshifting druids need. Then on the next run, 1147, a stash dropped an excellent small charm, giving 5 all resist. This is an amazing find, especially in single player. On run 1159, a super chest dropped a nice rune that we've seen before, a pull rune again. Then 16 runs later on run 1175, a pile of bones dropped another rune. An Ist. Yes! This is my first Ist rune, so I was very excited to find it. Then a bit more than 100 runs later on run 1287, a log dropped another grand charm. This one gives 1 to elemental skills for druids with 11 extra gold. On run 1323, I opened a stash and I heard a rune drop. What is it? A gold rune. Yes! It doesn't really help me progress towards an Enigma, but it's still a very nice find. 8 runs later on run 1331, I found 2 unique items in the same run. A unique armor from a pile of bones, and a unique dragon shield from a stash. The unique armor is Duriel Shell, which is an amazing budget armor for melee characters and Act 2 mercenaries. And the shield is Tiamat's Rebuke, which gives a lot of offensive stats with 26 all resist. Then on run 1348, a super chest dropped something that I really needed. A Sur rune. Yes! I'm almost there now. I need either 2 low runes, 1 Sur rune, or 1 bear rune. I'm getting closer and closer. 4 runs later on run 1352, a super chest dropped something else, a grand charm this time, giving 1 to combat skills for paladins with 10 extra gold. Then on run 1423, a weapon rack dropped something that I found before, some unique feral claws, fire lizard talons, but these ones rolled a little bit better than the first. 6 runs later on run 1429, I found something from the armor rack for the first time, a set Rosset armor, Horizon's Dominions, and the resist are all over the place. On the next run, 1430, the first poppable of the map dropped something very cool, a gold rune. Yes, this is my second one. Then on run 1473, I found another Grand Charm from a super chest. This one gives 1 to defensive auras for paladin with 50 poison damage. Not very good, but it's still a killer. 40 runs later on run 1513, the first corpse of the map dropped something else, an rune. That's nothing crazy, but can still be very useful on single player. Then on run 1552, I found another rune, but from a super chest this time. A Mal rune, that's a little bit better. 30 runs later on run 1582, a super chest dropped a pretty good Grand Charm, giving 1 to Eldritch skills, another skiller. On run 1595, I found another charm from a super chest. This time it's a small charm giving 3 to max damage, 12 attack rating and 18 to life. Not perfect, but still very good. On run 1620, I found another Grand Charm from a super chest, and this one gives 1 to fire skill for sorceress with some lightning damage. And then I got a very lucky streak of runes. On run 1645, the first poppable of the map dropped another rune, but this time it's an Ohm rune. This is my first Ohm rune of these runs. Now with all the runes I have, I can cube into a low, so to complete my Enigma, I need either 1 low, 1 sur, or 1 bear rune. I'm almost there. 18 runs later on run 1663, a super chest dropped a Mal rune. It's not going to help from my Enigma, but it's still a very nice find. And then 42 runs later on run 1705, I found this from a super chest. The last bear rune. Just like that, in about 1700 runs, so approximately 21 hours, I have Enigma, 3 times faster than online with trading. So before making the Enigma, this is a quick recap of the notable drops that I found. This is the drops from the super chests, and this is what I got from the poppables. Like I said a few times, poppables are extremely underrated. I opened 6 super chests per run, so a little bit more than 10,000, and on average about 12 poppables per run, so a bit more than 20,000. And this is the result of what my rules look like at the end. And with all the gems that I accumulated, which is a little bit above 2,000 flawless gems, I decided to reroll some Grand Charms, and I got this. A Grand Charm giving 15 to all resist, a skiller giving 1 to poison and bone skills with 20 to life, a skiller giving 1 to traps for assassins, another one giving 1 to cold skills for sorceress, then 1 to traps again but this time with 23 to life, 1 to demon skills for warlock with 27 to life, 1 to passive and magic skills for Amazon, and 1 to fire skills with 11 to life. And now the moment that I've been waiting for. Mage Plate, Jaw, Ith, Bear, Enigma. It rolled with the minimum 750 defense, but it doesn't matter. I can teleport now. That was a very fun video to make, and I hope it was helpful and also fun to watch. I will be posting a lot more Diablo 2 videos, so if you like my content, be sure to click on the subscribe button to not miss any uploads. Massive thanks to the channel members for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for all the support, and thanks to all of you for watching this video until the end, and as always, happy grinding.